What's up, you gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous people on YouTube? I know it's been a while since I've made a video due to family, personal problems, hanging out with friends more, sticking to that New Year's resolution. Not to mention that I just got back from TagFest. For those of you that do know it, I was the Bionic Commando that also looks like Seth Rogen. Just a heads up. I know it's been like I said, I know it's been a while since I made a video, and just let you know, I have not given up on that, which is, needless to say because I'm making this video right now. But, before we begin, I wanted to, address this. Before I started doing this on YouTube, I started posting, my reviews on Facebook as a small time thing, as a fun time thing, and it's been doing all right, and I've gotten a few reviews, likes. Most of the comments that I got were people telling me, put it on YouTube, or get better equipment. And it's like, well, the equipment thing ain't gonna happen. This is the best I got right now. Deal with it. As for the YouTube thing, I said, you know what, why not? So here I am, and that's why I'm making these videos and putting it on there. But I'm still going to put the YouTube videos on, and put the YouTube videos on Facebook too, for people to go and look and see my channel. Excuse me, to see my channel. But I figured, why not start this off with the game that started it all? Now, don't worry, I'm not going to do every single one like I did before. I'm gonna do this, do something completely different, then possibly go to another one that I did on Facebook, so it's not a complete another rerun and bore the living hell out of you. Now, with that being said, let's get started with this re-review of Binary Domain. In a world where robots live and humans live, but there are robots that are designed to think that they're actually human, actually have skin, blood, and possibly organs too. I don't know. They didn't get that far into it, but they think it and grow up like any other human. But when they find out that they are not human, they flip out! 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 I'm sorry about that. Lost my control there for a second. I'm okay now. This game takes place in a future where robots are now part of the labor society along with humans, where they take care of things just as they did just as humans did. It's kind of like Will Smith and I, Robot, except this doesn't suck and it's not a movie. Where the robots are, created to do like multiple things, like when it comes to construction or backup for police or SWAT or whatever, to weapons when it comes to, like, walking grenade launchers. And no, they're not ripping off Metal Gear, just rest assured. You play as Dan Marshall, the protagonist of the story, who has been assigned, along with like 6 or 7 other people, to a task in a special authorized but not authorized group called Rust Crew, where 5 or 6 other countries have approved to allow this mission to go on, where you go to Japan to apprehend the man that responsible for the world's largest Japanese robotics manufacturing, and bring him into question for violating Clause 21, which is like a big deal apparently, where he went beyond the legal rights of robotic experimentation on, like, that boundary line where does the machine begin and end, and where does the life begin and end. But the interesting story about that is that 40 years ago, Amada's technology got stolen by an American robotics division known as Bergen, which I find that a little, go figure. America stole from Japan. What made it worse is that Amada was branded a thief, left in bankruptcy, but he went on into that black magic level of, human and machine mixer-upper. And this is your typical third-person shooter where it's based on trust. This game, it is based on trust. You have to reach a certain level of trust with all your people, or the people that you want, whatever. This game does run on 3 different endings. The final, the bad and the normal are pretty much the same, with just a simple plot twist at the ending one. The final good one is just like your typical one, which I go for anyway. But it's a little bit tricky. I'll get to that in a second. The characters are, let's just say that the people that were the motion capture and the voices for these people were just spot on. They put emotion, they put comedy into it. They actually acted like the human beings that would be if this actually happened in real life. It's just like a Zombieland rule. You gotta enjoy the little things in life, and they do when the time is right, when the time is appropriate. Crack a joke at the right time. There are some segments in the game where you have to do this one thing and you never have to do it again, which kind of was like a little, for instance, jump on an enemy's head and shoot it, and you never do that again, which was kind of a down killer, especially in one scene where you're riding jet skis. It only happens once in the game. That's pretty much what this game is. 40% of the time, you do one cool thing, you're not allowed to do it again, because that's it. Which really isn't as big of a problem as much as your allies talk all the time. All the time. The camera was scared of the suspense that I put. Now, the trust thing is actually a good and a bad thing, and where the trust be depending on how high each individual person's trust is on you, where you can get different scenery or alternate sayings, or they'll tell you to screw off or something, or you can tell them to screw off by the flick of a button. You can actually choose how you want to answer them if they ask you a question, or they give you a statement or a topic. And depending on what you say, you may or may not boost their trust level, and you may or may not decrease that trust level. And this is your typical third-person shooter where, fight the machines! Which is fine and everything. But what really helps during the game is that you upgrade your primary weaponry, and not just yours, your fellow teammates as well, at least those that are with you, or those that you chose to come with you and separate from the rest. For instance, your accuracy, your fire rate, even Dan's shock EMP burst cannon, which does come in handy every once in a while. Or you can buy you can buy grenades, secondary weaponry like a shotgun, a sniper, or an SMG. I usually go shotgun whenever the opportunity hits, because I'm a shotgun guy. But you can also, and I didn't know this the very first time I beat in the game. I should have gotten something out of not doing this, because I was completely unaware of it. You can actually buy physical enhancements for you and all your crewmates, where you can stick like defense plus, agility plus, or accuracy plus. Even some of them are specifically assigned to that particular crew member, and you can attach it to them, and it actually makes a difference when you do it. Like reload speed, reload done. It really, really helps, especially in certain situations. Now, the boss fights can actually be either easy or either hard. It's a little mix and matcher for you. Like, let me tell you something. There are bosses out there that do some really, really cheap moves, where you think you're safe, that you block him. Like, he'll just be like, "Oh, you move that way? Now you're in dying mode." And speaking of dying mode, you will have your health packs that can help you out. And one of the physical enhancements that you can actually get is where you can hold up to more health packs or more grenades. I technically don't use them, but I put like, excuse you, no one's talking to you. But I put like more pickup or carry more health packs to my crewmates, because I'm usually the one that goes down the most. And what's actually cool about the AI is that one of them will actually be all like, "Hey, you need your help?" And if you choose yes, 7 out of 10 times they'll actually come hauling over to you and actually use one of their health packs to help you up. Which is cool, because when you go to the vending machine, you can actually stock up more on health packs, but you also have to stock up more on theirs, which is logical. The story literally blew my mind, just like at the beginning of this review, where I told you how robots are actually programmed to think that they're human, to the point that people can't tell the difference. And even at the end of the game, where it tells you, there's a plot twist where Amina actually made the tech that beats Bergens by actually allowing an organic male to impregnate a robotic female, or they call them hollow children or scrap heads, whatever, and actually give legitimate birth. And it just blew my mind. One of the best stories, best plot twists I've seen. Like, I didn't even see that coming. You know how people play games and they're like, "Oh, I see the plot twist in this." Well, you know what? No, this is one of them that you will not ever guess. Other than that, there's nothing really much to it, except for the endings. The endings, they didn't really put a lot of effort into it. The bad one and the normal one are almost the exact same thing, which is why I'm going with the good ending. Now, to get the good ending, you have to have everyone's trust level up to a certain height. Like the final bar, not completely max up, like the final bar, like right there. See, here's the final bar, like here's your trust, here's the max out point, and that's pretty much all you have to do. You do that, you get the final, you get the final boss where you have all your team members together, and the ending is a little bit shorter, but you know, nobody dies. You saved everyone, which is cool. But the problem with that is that you won't be able to just do this, you know, old-fashioned where you choose 2 members on one mission and 2 missions on the other. Or maybe you can. I never tried that. But the really best way to do it is the 2 people that you did not choose going through the sewer mission when they're getting overrun by scrap monkeys waiting for the elevator is just constantly shoot them. Don't even worry about wasting ammunition. And guess what? Your handgun, unlimited ammunition. And they only take about like 2 hits. and it's not that big of a deal, especially when you buy the trust modifier at the black market. That is a definite must. And after that, boom, you're pretty much done. The mission, the whole killing the scrap monkeys, waiting for the elevator thing. Don't go on the elevator, just keep killing them. The whole process should just probably take about a good 10 minutes. So. And if you're looking for multiple playthroughs, of course you're going to be all like, I don't want to do this, but believe me, it'll be over before you know it. Especially if you're those type of people that are always looking for the good ending, like me. Other than that, that's pretty much all I can think of off the top of my head. And as always, if you have any constructive criticism, a comment, if you want to subscribe, you want to give this a like, go right ahead. If you feel like for those of you that have me on Facebook, you could tell your friends about this or whatever. It really helps and supports. I'm just doing this for fun, people, to let people know. People be like, there are no good PS3 games to play. Well, guess what? I have the answer for you, and I will keep doing this for you. I also do special requests for those of you that have seen my special request review for Facebook. I got another special request that I will be working on. Other than that, that's pretty much it. And one more thing: if you have a game that you feel as though didn't go appreciated or deserves more appreciation than what he did before, tell me. Give it a link. Put it in the description box. Or not description box. What is wrong with me? The comment box. And yeah, we'll see where we go from here. Until then, this is Church Invincible Lincoln signing off.